Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisa Elvin Stoltari, and I am a genealogist and a passionate traveler. Over the last several years, I've been focusing my attention on discovering more about les filles du roi and then les filles mariées, the marriageable girls, which is what we're going to be doing today. And before we begin exploring these amazing women, I wanted to let you know how you can support the channel. Subscribe, which you just click on, it doesn't cost anything. Like, helps spread the news. And notify, keeps you in the loop. The next way is a little bit bigger. It means that you're contributing financially from 99 cents a month all the way up to $24.99 a month. And all of those can be canceled at any moment, but you can also show your support. And in that, each level has a different perk and a different special, if you will. So have a look at that. I have the link posted for you there as well for you to check that out. So without further ado, let's get started and find out more about our filles mariées of this episode. In today's episode, we're going to be looking at Marie-Suzanne Péré, and she comes to us from a viewer request, and I did not have her in my file, so let's get to know Marie-Suzanne Péré a little bit better. So Marie was born in 1625 in Arthez de Béarn in France. Her parents were Guillaume Péré and Marie d'Artois. Now, she is found, this particular commune has about 1,800 people in it, and it is found in the Nouvelle-Aquitaine region of France. And inside of that region, we have Pyrénées-Atlantiques, which is the département, and then the commune being Arthez de Béarn. And she was actually baptized as a Protestant. In the 16th century, Protestantism took hold in this commune due to the influence of Jeanne d'Albret, who was the Queen of Navarre, mother of Henry IV. Jeanne converted to Calvinism and made Protestantism the official religion in this commune. Protestant influence spread throughout the region with many villages, including this one, establishing Reformed churches. So she come to New France as a Protestant. Obviously, she needed to escape the persecutions that did occur during this period. Marie would arrive in New France in 1656. She had actually been married and widowed before she came to New France as a fille mariée. The groom that she would select and who would select her, his name was Thierry Delestre de Vallon, or du Vallon, and he was born in 1620 in a commune called Agenais-sur-Helpe, which is found in the Hauts-de-France region, and inside of that region, he is part of the Nord département. His parents were Jacques Delestre et Barbe Honoré. There are about 4,000 people that live here now, so it is a fairly large city. It was founded in the 11th century, and the town was heavily fortified to protect against invasion, and you can still see some of its original walls and towers today. One of the town's main architectural highlights is the Notre Dame Church. This beautiful structure dates back to the 16th century. This region of Agenais-sur-Helpe is known for its distinctive the Maroilles cheese, and also the Boule d'Agenais, a local cone-shaped red cheese, is coated in paprika. And so I love paprika and I love cheese, so I can only imagine that I would love this cheese as well. And this is where Thierry Delestre de Vallon comes from. Thierry was a master tailor. We do not have a precise date when he arrived, but some sources say that he arrived as early as 1652. I tend to believe this as he was probably an engagé and working out his contract, and then he would be able to marry when the moment arrived. Moment arrived, November 9th, 1656. Thierry and Marie were married at Quebec City on this date. So Thierry and Marie would settle at Quebec City. Let's review a little about this amazing city. It is the capital of the province of Quebec, and 500,000 people live today in this city. Quebec was originally named by the Algonquins who named the area Quebec, spelled K-E-B-E-C, which in their native language meant where the river narrows. Quebec City lies where the St. Lawrence River narrows. Samuel de Champlain founded a French settlement here in 1608 and appropriately called it Ville de Quebec. Walls which surround it still date to this time period, making Quebec City the only city with remaining city walls north in North America. You can actually begin to see it on the bottom left of your screen. You will see that is part of the city walls. There's so much to see in Quebec City, but the most important thing is to kind of imagine what they might have seen when they were there. And Le Petit Champlain, which is the bottom right of your screen, is said to be the oldest shopping district in North America. On the middle of the screen, you will see a what is known as the plains of Abraham. Now that came later, but Abraham Martin that was his land, and it was there when they were there. The Plains of Abraham became famous in 1759 as the area where the British and the French duked it out. On the top of your screen, you will see a house that was built in 1675 and now houses a restaurant called Aux Anciens Canadiens. And it really does feature very classic French-Canadian cuisine. And then, of course, I was able to create an illustration using AI of what Quebec City might have looked like at that period. So this is the area that Thierry and Marie would have found themselves. Now, in the 1666 census, we have Thierry, very unusual. I don't think I've ever seen this before. He's listed by himself as a maître tailleur d'habits, a maker of men's suits. His family is nowhere to be found. I couldn't find them anywhere. In the 1667 census, of course, then they are there. And we have Thierry and Marie, and then we have Jeanne, Thierry, his son, Marguerite, Louise, Barbe, Joseph, and they own about 8 arpents valeur, about 6 acres of land. I always like to mention when a woman of that period is also a working one. The fact that she was a midwife is a testament to her talent and her energy. She also appears to have returned to France at least once, as she is listed as a witness at her brother's wedding in La Rochelle in 1669. Her brothers Arnaud and Jean were merchants who were involved in affairs in Quebec, although I do not believe they lived here. However, this is one of those times when if you are a descendant of Marie, it would be interesting for you to verify the French connections as they are more prevalent than usual. So they may have settled in Quebec, but I could not find indications of that. They would go on to have 8 children. Marie would die before the 1667 census. Jeanne would marry Paul Cartigny, but I do not have any information on any descendants. Louis would pass away in infancy. Thierry would live to at least 1684, but after that we have no trace of him. Marguerite would pass away at age 22. Louise would marry widower Charles Roger de Colombier, but no descendants would come from this line. We have Barbe, who would marry Paul Agny and would have 2 children, both of whom survived to adulthood. And then we have Joseph, who would marry Marie-Anne Jourdain and would have 12 children, but would only have 2 living descendants from those children. In the 1681 census, we have Thierry Delestre, who is 63. We have Marie, who is now 59. Their children, Thierry, Marguerite, Louise, Joseph, Jean, who is a domestic, a servant, 2 guns, 4 batacornes, which are 4 horned animals, 1 horse, and 50 arpents valeur, which is about 42 acres of land. He would pass away June 26, 1684, at the age of 59. She and Pierre would have been married 28 years, and she would leave us 97 descendants as of 1729. Pierre would die less than a week later on July 2nd, 1684, at the age of 63. I I love this story. I thought she was a wonderful woman, and that he really had something special in her. The fact that she was a midwife, the fact that she went back and forth to France, and I felt like she had a just a lot of strength in her. So this was really a lovely one to explore. She left us with 100 descendants, so as of 1729, and I know there are still some among you because this was a request. So I hope that I've done her proud. She certainly was a special lady. We want to thank her for her contribution. We want to bless her memory, and we want to say we are so grateful that you came to our shores. And I am so grateful for my patrons, supporters, and subscribers. You truly are extremely, extremely special. And you're always, I mean, every day I will get a note or something, several notes and several comments. So I really appreciate you reaching out and letting me know, how much this channel means to you. I really appreciate it. And with that being said, until I see you on the next episode of Les Filles Mariées, I will say au revoir.